Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we got the very first sneak peek for the upcoming March update. And this sort of reveals the general theme behind this update, which indicates that it's not going to be WandaVision. Now, I know it's going to make some people upset, cue, the angry mob in the comments, but knowing what this update is and sort of guessing what it's going to include in addition to this sneak peek, I honestly think that this update could be the basically best alternative to a WandaVision update. This is the next best thing. So I'll explain why, but let's just dive into the sneak peek now and see what's up. So an excellent detective was introduced to us long ago, one that will help unravel a clue regarding the upcoming update. It seems she also prepared herself by embracing her past as she is about to investigate the newest dangerous incident. Alias Investigations takes flight. The fully prepared private investigator, PI, not Magnum, embraces her former superhero name as she comes for her agent. Stay tuned for her in action. Now let's go and take a look at the sneak peek. So we zoom in on Alias Investigations, printed on the door, this classic private investigator office with the books and the corkboard full of notes and pictures and scribbles and stuff like that. We see a figure that glows purple and jets off into the night. The camera turns and we see a computer and we see the Mandalay gem fragment. So all of this information is pretty clear. We're going to be getting a uniform for Jessica Jones, and we're going to be getting an awakening / transcendence for Jessica Jones as well, which is pretty awesome. Now, how do I know that it's Jessica Jones? Well, Alias Investigations is the name of... There's a comic run called Alias Investigations. There's Alias Investigations in the Jessica Jones Netflix series, and they drop clues like, this hero came to us long ago. Jessica Jones has been in the game, I think, almost since it came out. She may have been you know what? I actually don't think she was introduced into the game. She came very early in 2015. She's been in the game for a long time, and she's never gotten a uniform. Never. There's been so many chances. We had a Defenders update. We had the Shadowland update. She's never gotten a uniform. So this is the very first time she's getting a uniform. And this uniform, for those of you that are avid comic book readers, is the Jewel uniform. The Jewel uniform looks like this. This is her roots as a superhero. And for those of you that don't know, I'm just going to give you a real quick crash course on Jessica Jones. She was hit by some chemicals, which is like the backstory for half of all superheroes. She went into a coma. She also went to high school with Peter Parker. Fun fact, Spider-Man. And she comes out of the coma and she has superpowers. She has super durability. She has super stamina. She has super strength. She can lift really heavy things, and she can fly. Now, Jessica Jones, as you know her in Netflix and stuff like that, doesn't fly. She walks around. She's a private investigator. She wears normal clothing. Basically, a series of traumatic events multiple times. It's sort of the running theme with Jessica Jones. She becomes a superhero. Traumatic thing happens to her. She quits. She becomes a superhero. Traumatic thing happens to her. She quits. But because she basically quit being Jewel, she stopped flying. And when she stopped flying, she sort of lost the ability to fly, which is kind of an interesting mechanic. I don't think they've explored a lot with a lot of other heroes. But yeah, she's back, baby. And she's been back multiple times, and she's been able to recover her ability to fly. So it's not something that was lost to her forever. But for those of you that need more information on this, in case you've just watched Jessica Jones through Netflix and you have no idea what we're talking about, they actually left a nod in the third season, I think, of Jessica Jones, or the second season of Jessica Jones, where her sister, who ends up becoming Hellcat, spoiler alert, she has this sort of mock costume, and Jessica Jones just completely rejects the idea, and she calls it, instead of calling me Jewel, you should call me Camel Toe. And she basically just makes fun of the, one-piece skin-tight leotard thing that she would have to wear, and that's Jewel, of course, in the comics. And then, that there's supposed to be, yes, this is sort of like a mock-up of what she would look like, Kristen Ritter, the actress, as Jewel. But here's the thing. With Jessica Jones confirmed to be getting a uniform and getting a awakening / transcendence, this basically seems like, to me, a Defenders / Heroes for Hire update. And I'm very happy about that, and that's why I think this update is basically the next best thing besides WandaVision, because all of these characters, I mean, these are great actors, but all of these characters in Marvel Future Fight are absolutely terrible. They're trash tier. They are, heavily needs improvement type characters. I mean, if you go quickly over to the guide, the tier list that I made up here, if my computer ever decides to load, they're all here. If we scroll over, they're all here. Daredevil's right there. You've got, they're not here? Okay. For their leaderships, that's right. Jessica Jones and Luke Cage are right there, and then Iron Fist is right there. But they're basically bottom of the barrel characters. So the fact that we could be getting reworks for these 4 characters is massive. This is awesome. It's also awesome because 3 of them are combat types, Luke, Jessica, and Iron Fist, and then 1 of them is a speed type. The other thing that makes me think this is a Defenders update, for those of you that are saying, hold on, this could be like a woman update, right? Because we have International Women's Month this month, so Jessica Jones just could be one piece of the puzzle, and we could be getting Wanda, all these other people. Sure, that's definitely possible. I'm not saying this has to be a Defenders update, but the other thing that makes me think it is going to be a Defenders update is because, oh, this is just a really cool Defenders thing, is because the voting that we did last year, top 10 new uniform requests. We got Hulk, we got Odin, we got Ghost Rider, Venom, Thor, Carnage, Dormammu. We haven't gotten Hela yet. We haven't gotten Adam Warlock yet, but who's number 10? Because they wrote 8th twice, which is super weird. I don't know why they wrote 8th twice. But anyways, number 10 is Daredevil. So yeah, this seems like Daredevil's going to be getting a uniform. By the way, every single character on this list who got a uniform and and a rework also got a tier 3. So it's highly likely that Daredevil's getting a tier 3, which also fits with the pattern of the devs releasing 2 characters back to back that have the same typing. They release Venom and they release Carnage, combat. They release Sentry and then they release Molecule Man and they release Loki and then they release Null. Universal. They seem like they want to do that. So it's very likely because, oops, not those guys. It's very likely that because we just got Rogue Speed Tier 3, that Daredevil is coming next. So my personal prediction, again, I don't have any advanced information, I know exactly as much as you do, is that we're going to be getting a uniform for Jessica Jones, a uniform for Luke Cage, a uniform for Iron Fist, a uniform for Daredevil, and then a Tier 3, of course, for Daredevil, which means probably Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Jessica Jones will be the 3 Awakening characters. Hopefully they all get uniforms. Hopefully the devs have learned from their mistakes with Silk, Elsa, Heimdall, and Sif, and they don't do that ever again. Please stop giving us transcended characters without uniforms. Unless they're a brand new character like Morbius or Spider-Woman and they're actually really good. Then, or Ares, then you have a reason not to, give them a uniform off the bat. But listen, these characters have been terrible in the game for a long time. They 100% deserve a lot more. So please give them all uniforms and please give them good awakening skills. I can't wait to see what it is. It's pretty exciting. We've had some really good skills in the game for Iron Fist and Luke Cage. Like Iron Fist was one of the first characters to get that like dragon effect going around him, which is really cool. Luke Cage, with his most recent uniform, he actually calls in Jessica Jones because they get married in the comics. They have a kid. They named the kid Danielle after Danny Rand, his best friend, Iron Fist, because they, Power Man and Iron Fist, they make a team up. Jessica Jones ends up changing her name in the feud, like in more recent comic runs, from Jewel to Power Woman to honor Luke Cage as being known as Power Man. But yeah, in the skill, in his 3rd skill, if you guys haven't played with Luke Cage in years, which I wouldn't blame you for not having played with Luke Cage in years, but he calls in Jessica and she whips a New York City taxi. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some New York City in their awakening skill, because that's where they're from, right? They take care of those neighborhoods. They're in Hell's Kitchen. They're doing that thing. But what else is like really awesome about this update? If they're gonna do Heroes for Hire / Defenders, all 4 of those characters that I just named are really bad and they desperately need reworks. Yes, but who else connects to them very, very easily? This guy. He needs a rework too, man. There are so many characters connected to the Heroes for Hire, connected to, the Defenders and things like that could get reworks. Another character that's really cool and that recently got a really cool uniform in the comics, Elektra. Elektra, if you don't know, in the comics recently has donned Daredevil, the mantle of Daredevil, and she looks dope. She looks amazing. So the scope of this update is basically a bunch of bad characters that are actually really cool, all potentially getting reworks. That's literally the best case scenario. I know some of you guys are still going to be upset and you still really wanted your Wanda and your Vision and your Agatha and all that stuff. I understand, but this is really the best case. If we were not getting WandaVision, she could get a rework. Think about that. So that's one of the best things about this game, is that there's so many cool characters and there's someone for everybody. But now these characters who have been terrible for years have a chance at coming back and having a meaningful place in the game. That's what I want to see personally. And Scarlet Witch and Vision are honestly not that bad. That's another thing. They can sort of wait. I'm not saying I never want a WandaVision update. I still really want one, but I will wait. You know, I'll put my wants on hold for a couple months to see these characters who have never been in the spotlight finally get their due. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. It also, I mentioned this on Twitter, again, I have no advanced information, but it leaves the door open. If we're not going to be doing a WandaVision update this month for March, next month is April, which is the 6-year anniversary. Maybe that's what Marvel wants. They want the 6-year anniversary for Marvel Future Fight to be big, bombastic, bodacious, and groovy, right? They want to go through the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever, like Scarlet Witch did in WandaVision. One more thing, for those of you WandaVision fans, I just want to give you guys something to think about here, and if the devs haven't thought about this, they really should. Her tier 3 skill, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But if you've seen WandaVision, or if you've just seen the ads for WandaVision, you know that she changes her look a lot in the show, right? Because they go through the decades. They go through the 50s, 60s, 70s, right? They go through the different eras of television, like I Love Lucy, blah blah, you know, Brady Bunch. So I was thinking about this, and probably other people have thought about this as well. This is not like a new idea here. I'm not going to take credit for this idea, but Loki's tier 3, were they setting the stage for Wanda? Now, I'm going to show you Loki, but I want you to imagine Wanda changing her looks, right? So she changes looks. She changes 50s, 60s, 70s. You get what I'm saying? How dope would that be? I forgot to turn the SFX on, but you sort of get what I'm saying. That would be absolutely amazing. So yeah, again, they have time, right? Why not give them more time? Why not get them to perfect it instead of rushing it out? Also, the show just ended, right? So the chances of Marvel telling Netmarble to release an update, you know, just weeks after this series ended with a TV show, it's not the same, right? With movies, they plan everything ahead. It's released ahead of time. Like they know everything, right? With TV shows, it's much different. And obviously now with what's going on globally with the pandemic, you know, it's completely different. So I can understand why things are being pushed back, and I can understand why this is the update we're getting, and I'm honestly really excited for it. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Jessica Jones being confirmed for an Awakening skill and a new uniform. Do you think it's going to change her typing as Jewel? She doesn't gain any sort of energy damage abilities, like she doesn't have photon blast or plasma or anything like that. She doesn't have energy projection. So I personally think she's going to remain a combat type, which is really cool. That she'll be able to fly as a combat type, kind of like Gladiator. I really like that. It sort of mixes things up. But yeah, let me know if you think she's going to change typing or not. And let me know what you think of this update and who you want to see reworked the most. Is it one of the 4 defenders? Is it one of the villains like Kingpin? Or is it somebody else related to them like Hellcat? Thanks so much for watching. I'll hit you guys up in the next one. And hopefully we get a juicy sneak peek number 2. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.